This fella has been killing it in Niagara Falls. This is his first out-of-town show, so he might not know your prices. 60, 40, 20, 50, 30, 10. Just let him know. It's his first time in Hamilton, everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, Tommy J. Warren!
How's everyone doing tonight?
It was great. The crowd worked it.
Side note to Gianna's comment about if, furniture all used to be wrapped. Who here remembers their grandparents had wrapped furniture, right? That means your grandma was a squirter. True story. You know another thing else that's true? Vagisil. Doesn't taste like the real thing. I'll tell you how I found out. Same way I told the clerk when I returned it. She wrote down it was defective. So yes, I'm from Niagara Falls. I have 7 kids. My pulled-out name sucks. That's a fact. That's a true story. Having kids is great until you get, anyone else here's parents said, wait till you get one just like you.
Yeah.
I got 7. You're all.
Just like
The other day I was arguing with my daughter and looked at her and said, don't use that tone with me. I'm your dad. You don't need to talk to me like that. She looked right at me and said, well, if you have any complaints about my operating system, contact the manufacturer.
Nice.
Not only did she put me in my place, she won that argument. True story. So you guys have been together almost 20 years.
yeah.
Sir, would you love to hear a pro-marriage tip? Right on. Your wife in the wintertime, does she get cold? Always wants to turn the thermostat up? Instead of doing that, look at her and say, look, if you do some housework, you'll warm up.
That's all I do.
Good tip.
Just like in the summertime, if she's out cutting the grass, don't go ask her what time dinner's gonna be done. It will not work out for you. And that man is patting your wife or girlfriend? Yeah. You kill him.
He does it. There's the grill.
When you were a kid, did you ever look up in the sky, see things in clouds? Even now as an adult, No, that looks like a big dick. That looks like a slut across the street. You ever think you look down and go, fuck, there's a pen? I wish the weather would make up its mind, man. It's either too wet because it's raining all the time, or it's too friggin' hot to be outside. The other day I woke up, it was already like 36 degrees with the humidity. It's 9 o'clock. I'm like, shit, I want to be like the G in lasagna. I want to be completely useless today. And I succeeded! So, if you had 24 hours left to live, what would you do?
Sorry, who that?
The lady behind you. I'm going to ask you next.
And real hunger.
And world hunger, you're going to do that in 24 hours. Sweet, that's a very ambitious goal.
Good answer, good answer.
I can't even curb my hunger in 24 hours. 24 hours left to live, sir. What would you do? Please don't tell me you get your eyesight back.
Oh, good.
It's not miracles.
I'd probably have as much sex as I could. Just like
Sweet.
twice.
Do that daily. I have
That's
7
fair.
kids.
Nice. That's fair.
Know what you gotta do? You gotta go on all your social medias and send a message to everyone saying if you don't forward it to 10 people in 24 hours, I'm gonna be dead. One thing I found out early in life, you never want to do anything you don't want to explain to the paramedics. That's a true story. I was dating this one girl, and she liked to surprise you. Weird shit. So there we were. She was giving me a blowjob. Normally I get a laugh there because I'm fat as fuck. Most people can't picture that. Trust me, you don't want to see that. So, my girlfriend at the time, she was giving me a blowjob. And I was almost there. I didn't say nothing. I was almost there. She decided she was going to shove a dildo up my ass.
Oh, good.
No warning. Right? It was about that big, but it felt this big. Right? Because, well, so, it surprised the shit out of me, man. So I leaned forward, and I literally shot it out of my ass at the same time I farted. I was standing too close to the window. I lived on the 4th floor. It went through the glass, down on the sidewalk, and I look outside, and there's a little old lady, our neighbor, walking her dog. Down the sidewalk. Felt really bad for her until I looked back at my girlfriend. I guess at the same moment that I farted and shot it out of my ass, I climaxed all over her face. I can tell you right now, I have first-hand knowledge of how they actually make Frosted Cheerios. Because that's what she looked like. I take it Frosted Cheerios is not going to be your favorite cereal now. Not a problem. You're welcome for that. When I was growing up, I thought, by now, I'm going to be 48 years old, September 13th, right?
Yeah.
I thought I'd have my life set out. I thought I'd have my retirement. I thought my house would be paid for. I'd drive, sweet car, huge car guy. So not so much. Do you know what I have? And I guarantee everyone here is going to relate to it. I have a favorite spatula. A favorite burner.
It's good for the video.
Wait
To hear clinky clangs.
Anybody not agree with that?
No, 100%.
So who lives in Hamilton?
You.
Okay. What's the worst hood?
Martin.
Yeah.
The North End?
Hey!
I'm gonna prove to you. No, I'm gonna prove to you that it's not the worst hood.
Upper Burton.
Nothing's
Yeah.
wrong with the
Do you want to know what the worst hood is?
Upper Burton. What's the worst hood?
Adulthood. Followed closely by parenthood. I got 7 kids. I can agree to that. Not really. I love my kids. They're all wonderful. So my little guy. How am I doing for time, Glenn?
Whatever you want, buddy.
Sweet. Okay, so my little guy, my youngest, he was 5 years old. We were driving in the vehicle. All of us was in the car, all 9 of us. Me, my wife, and my 7 freaking kids. So we're driving along, and because he was younger, he was sitting in the middle in the back. And I don't know what they were talking or what they were saying, but all I heard from my little, wonderful, darling 5-year-old boy, well, look at daddy. He's fat. My wife. Now you gotta picture, my wife is, I'm 6'1", my wife's like 5 something. She spins around like a pissed off leprechaun, looks at my son and goes, you can't say that, that's rude. I look straight at my wife and I goes, it's not rude, it's true. How do you argue with that?
No, I know.
I couldn't. So he left me totally speechless, which very rarely am I ever speechless. Anybody who knows me will. So do you guys, anybody in here have kids? How many kids you got? You want a few more?
I'm happy with my 2.
I was happy with 2 too, but you know. It happens. I did grow up here in Hamilton. I went to high school in John A. I now live out in St. Catharines because, well, I got out. But when I was going to school, I was a lot bigger. At my heaviest, I was 344 pounds. At my heaviest. I'm now down to 268.
I know.
Yes, half that comes when I shave all my hair off. So I ran into an old high school friend that I hadn't seen since high school. And he's seen me at the fitness. Comes up and says, oh my God, Tom, you look great. What's your secret? I looked right at him and said, poverty. It's a wonderful weight loss tool. It's great.
It's funny because it's true.
It's what?
It's funny because it's true.
Well, yeah, it is, and it sucks. I'll tell you one last story about me before I'm done, and then we can bring up the real good comedies. Who here hates tooth pain? Tooth pain.
Yeah. Your teeth hurt?
I used to bodybuild, and I'll tell you, there's guys, they can lift more in their sleep than most people can when they're awake. One little tooth pain, they're crying on the ground, right? So one day, this is when I was with my girlfriend, I wake up, I'm in incredible pain. Like, I can't even open my eye pain. Anyone ever had a toothache like that? You can't even open your one eye when it hurts so much. So I call my dentist. My dentist brings me in. He says, "You know what? Come on in." I'm like, "Cause like I feel like I'm fucking dying." And I have a heart condition, so now they're concerned, right? Apparently they don't want me to die. So I rush all the way down to my dentist, and I sit down in the chair. He says, "Okay, let's open up." So I open my mouth. I'm not gonna open my mouth because it's pretty big, but he looks and he starts laughing. I was like, "What the fuck? I'm in pain. Why are you laughing?" So he walks out, and the dental hygienist comes in, and she looks in my mouth, and she starts laughing. And then the other dentist hears what's going on, so he comes in and he starts laughing. I said, "What the?" Well, I had my mouth was open, and so I took a pair of tweezers, reached in, cavity had fallen out.
Like a filling.
A filling, yeah. So now my cavity was fully exposed, right? Pulled a pubic hair out of my filling. Yeah. And that's when I remembered what I did last night before I fell asleep. So my wife, my girlfriend at the time is standing there, and he looks at her and he goes, "Yours?" And she looks at him and she goes, "That's where I put it." My name's Tommy J. Warren. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much, Claire, for the first time. Other than I agree.
Yeah. Tommy breaks his cherry out of a city. Let's hear it for him again.